Well, welcome everyone. I'm Professor David Loertscher from the iSchool at San Jose State University in California. And today it is my pleasure to introduce you to Kelvin Watson from Las Vegas, Nevada. But Kevin, introduce yourself personally and
Yep.
why are you interested in this field? How'd you get where you are?
Yeah. Again, I'm Kelvin Watson. I am the executive director for the Las Vegas Clark County Library District. We are a library district of 25 branches, spanning 8,000 square miles. So we are the size of the state of Connecticut, essentially. We serve about 2.6 million in population, and we currently have a budget of approximately $90 million with about nearly 700 employees. And I've been in this role for 5 years, previously serving as the library director of the Broward County Libraries in the Fort Lauderdale, Florida area, where I was there for 4 years. And prior to that, I served in many roles at the Queens Library in New York from 2012 until 2017, including their chief operating officer.
Oh, that's wonderful. Great experience. So, tell us what kind of services that do you offer from the district, uh, kind of directed to the children and teens. We know you service the entire
Yeah.
population, but
Yeah, so the types of services that we offer include both physical resources to our students in the community, our kids, our youth, and then we also have, of course, electronic books, audio books, those resources as well. Do a lot of gaming also. We also offer to our youth in our branches. We have several places and spaces where it's specifically for the youth, of course, up to and including in our newest library, we have a tween space. So those in between youth who aren't teenagers yet, but they aren't, of course, they graduated from being little kids. They have their own, their own space as well. And then what we do is we typically have continually partnered with our school system here, not only for summer challenge, where we're trying to, help those students, while they're out of school, continue to, focus on literacy, but we also have a winter challenge. So during that month between, I guess the Christmas time frame through through January, the end of January, we have a winter challenge where we, offer similar to summer, offer the children and families lots of incentives to continue to read. So they have a chance to win like Raiders tickets, for example, to a Raiders football game, or they also have the opportunity to get different food prizes and Pizza Hut and all the things that keep people incentivized, especially our youth to keep reading. We also, a few years ago, were able to partner with the school district here to support their collections, right? So inside of their collections, they have their e-resources, and to supplement that, we were able to deliver directly to our youth on their tablet devices or their laptop devices. They had access to the library district's collection. So, if that makes sense.
so how does when they enroll in school in children and teens, do they automatically get a library card for you?
They
How do
don't
you work that?
automatically, yeah, they don't automatically get a library card. So what we did was we actually like pushed our collection. I would say pushed. So when they are in online, so it doesn't require them to have a library card to actually access the collection. I'll give a more specific example. We'll use To Kill a Mockingbird. So required reading is To Kill a Mockingbird, but the school district has two copies of that in their collection. and the library district has 10. So we were able to offer those additional 10 copies so that students could continue to do their required reading without a library card.
And without a library card.
Without a library card.
Yeah. But then they can come to you and get a library card, which
Yes.
opens another door for them.
Yes, opens another door as well. So that that the partnership with that more or less, I call it, reintroduces the kids to the library, because most kids, when they're growing up, are coming to the library during doing story times and doing that with their parents. And then there's that space in between, when they're youth and teens, where they don't necessarily want to go to the library. They're spending time on their phones. They're spending time on the games, which is why we actually put the games actually in the library, so we can
Oh,
so we can offer that. And then we have books nearby so that they can see the books, also. And so that, so we offer it two ways. One, through the school, but also, of course, the kids can, come in and check out numerous books, physical books if they want to, or they can just go into our digital collection, to do more of, to having more access to that, to our collection.
and I understand you reach out beyond your 800 square miles or something to, I mean, you're in a state that you've got a few people in Reno, but you're also have so much rural area. How do you push out across the entire state?
So how we support the rest of the state, and it's reciprocal borrowing with all of the systems here in the state of Nevada. But of course, we have the luxury to have the largest library system, not only here in Southern Nevada, but the entire state. So our collection is vast, and having the reciprocal borrowing, that people can borrow from as far away as Reno, for example. They can, we also do a lot with interlibrary loan. So we are a part of the OCLC, WorldCat. We do a lot of we do a lot of lending because of our collection to other libraries, not only across the state, but actually across the country.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So, of course, let's focus nationally since you've got wonderful experience on both coasts, really. So, if you were talking to the credentialed librarians of the nation, why should they make a major effort to link into the public libraries in their state or their local area or the regional or whatever? What advice
Yeah.
are you trying to give them?
What advice I would give them, David, especially in the time of, where we are with book banning, for example, where the people, we have people in our communities who are going after school libraries, right? For specifically school libraries, but also we have in some places around the country where we have people going after what the academic libraries are offering as well. So we're seeing more of that. I'm seeing more of that. And what I really feel is that the public library is probably the last place uh, for democracy in our communities, right? So we are not only a community anchor, but I use the word equalizer, right? We're the equalizer. We make things equitable regardless of your race, your income level, your living situation. The public library, and the great thing about that, when you talk about public library, is that it's for the public, right? It's for the public. The word that in front of it is public. So, and regardless of if I agree with you and what you want to read or how you want to interact with the library, we make it available to everyone. As long as you follow the rules, of course. As long as you follow the rules, we make it available to everybody.
So let's switch audiences, let's switch to school administrators and boards. Why should they investigate in school librarians if they have this wonderful already public library in the neighborhood or somewhere locally?
Yeah.
Why
Well,
should they invest in that credentialed person and spend that
well,
money?
I think we and know that we work hand in hand, right? When you're in library school, right, we all have we have our specific areas that we are interested in. I just so happen to be interested in management and leadership. So I'm not I'm not a youth librarian, right? I'm not a kids librarian. And so I think when you have the school librarians who are interested in the youth services, that's what they do, and they're in the school, so very similar to like an academic librarian who is working with instructors such as yourself, professors such as yourself, right? They're working with the teachers hand in hand with the curriculum specifically. So there is a need for the school librarians. um what we do is we have something for everyone in the community, right? And so we're going to be able to support that curriculum, that school curriculum, but also we can go further. The public library can go further in introducing our audiences, our children, our youth to the books, but we also have the programming of like the plays and the musicals, and we have the music. We've got the DJ studios, we've got the editing room, podcasting spaces, 3D printing. So we're enhancing what the school is educating on. So and all working hand in hand together.
So, let's just think, what's your bottom line about this whole thing? Both the existence now of the schools and public libraries, but on into our current future, current and future.
Well, my bottom line is, regardless of where you're coming from or how you're coming at this, it's about the communities, right? The communities that we serve. If it's in a school, you have a specific community. Public, I've got this big thing that I've got to, focus on. But it's the resources that we offer, right? It's the books, and again, the technology. It's about access and accessibility. It's about discovery, right? It's about discovering what we have something that Vegas, our theme is free to be. So when you're free to be creative, you're free to be who you are, you're free to learn. And so that's that. And you're free to discover, right? You're free to discover those things. And then so access, discovery, and delivery. We deliver that content, whether it's in a physical book that you can carry, whether it's downloadable and streaming, or the delivery mechanism. And that delivery mechanism can also be you just coming into the library to one of our events, and you're sitting there, and having those things. So the bottom line for me is access, discovery, and delivery. And those are three tenet words that I've stressed in my 20 plus years is in the library space and as a librarian.
Well, Kevin, you're just a super giant. What could we say? It's been a pleasure to talk to you, and
Same here.
thank you so much for what you're doing now and what you're continuing to contribute to the whole world of librarianship. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and
Thank you for having
kudos
me.
to you and success. And we'll say goodbye.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Take care. Thank you.